crafty friends. This is Cup to Hook Conversations number 11. I hope everyone has had a wonderful, wonderful week. I have had a busy week and it is almost over. Just 2 more days of working at the hospital this week, and then I will be on my short week, and I am looking forward to it because short week means more crocheting. And I miss crocheting during my long week. So just Saturday and Sunday to go, and then I look forward to next week. So since we last spoke, I still have not received my Crochet Society box. I guess I am really being tested in patience. It's now been 2 months, really, since I have received a box. So I am trying to be patient. I did get to see Sarah Jane do the unboxing for the feather box, which is box 10, yesterday, or 2 days ago, on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday, the 20th. And so I did send out an email to her communications team just inquiring about my box, because I actually have a year subscription with her, so I don't have to actually, put in my subscription every month. I automatically have it coming for the whole year. So I sent in an email asking them about my box because I have not received it yet. So I did receive an email back telling me that it was going to the technical team and someone would be back in touch with me within the next couple of days. So hopefully I will have an answer, or I will have a box for us next week. But luckily I do know that when I do get it, I can do an unboxing because Sarah Jane's already done her unboxing. So let's see. But I do know that the bumper box is also already being shipped out. So hopefully I'll get my feather box and my bumper box together. That will be nice. And I do know that if you're interested in the Crochet Society box subscriptions, that you really need to go ahead and try and get signed up, because I think the box for 11 and 12 are already closed. So if you do sign up and you haven't already, it would be for box 13, I believe. It might be 12. I'd have to check into that. But yeah, her boxes go so quick. That's just how wonderful, wonderful they are. So no Crochet Society unboxing this week. So we'll just continue being patient. That seems to be our theme lately, but that's okay. They say patience is a virtue, so we're being very virtuous, I guess. I did, however, get another box in that you will or should have already seen an unboxing for. It went out earlier this morning, so I hope you were able to check that out. But it was the Leither Co box that I received. I received it on Wednesday, May 20th in the afternoon. And so I was able to videotape the unboxing yesterday, and it went out for you to view this morning. So I hope you enjoyed that. And let's see what else is going on. Memorial Day is this coming Monday, the 25th. So I'm sure a lot of businesses are going to be closed for that observance. And we do want to say God bless all of our men and women who have served, who are serving, and will continue to serve. We appreciate your service. We wouldn't have the privileges in our country that we have without you. And so we thank you. We thank you. And for my own personal Marine, I just want to say, Jonathan, Mommy loves you, and I hope you're doing well. He's in Missouri, and hoping in the next 2 weeks we will know where he is going to be going for his duty station. So excited about that. So his career is just moving along. Since we last were together, my husband and I sort of have made a little bit more progress on getting the hallway renovations back underway. We personally really didn't do anything, but our youngest son has helped us out a little bit, and his friend Trayvon. Our youngest son has been working hard to save money for a video type game that's like a virtual reality game called Oculus, and he was short of some money, so we managed to work up a deal that if he would give us a little bit of elbow grease and help us continue to get the paint off of the beautiful wood door jambs, that we would help him reach the goal that he needed to in order to purchase that game. And so he did help us with that. He got it ordered, and it was supposed to take 2 months to get in, and it came in already. So, wow. Yay for the Oculus. Where's my Crochet Society box? But anyway, we were able over the weekend, last weekend, to play around with it with him. And it was fun and entertaining just to watch him with it. But then it was fun and entertaining to watch my husband on some things. And then, of course, they got a kick out of me. I went on a roller coaster ride, and on an intense one, and it was pretty fun. It would have been interesting to see what I look like doing it, but it was interesting seeing everybody else do it. So we also, as a family, have been having fun with that. So he has started a new job, my son, and it's his first introduction to a 12-hour shift. And so it's been kind of humbling for him, and he's shown a lot of appreciation to my husband and I for the 12-hour shifts that we work, and definitely has an understanding now of what that means, because 8 hours was just like devastating, but now he realizes that 8 hours was nothing. So kind of a sweet moment to watch him continue to grow. So we hope that that job will continue to work out for him. And let's see, then his friend Trayvon, that helped him a little bit with that, taking the paint off the door jambs for us, which all the door jambs are complete now. So that is exciting. So we're now at the process where we can start sanding those door frames, and then go ahead and get them stained and get the paint on the wall in the hallway. And then the carpet is already pulled up. That has already been completed, but we just have it sitting on the hardwood floor until the paint and the sanding and all of that is complete. But then we'll completely remove that carpet and start staining that hardwood floor, which will be interesting because that hallway leads to all the bedrooms and the only bathroom in our home. So we have an old 1940s home. It used to be a Baptist parsonage way back in the day. And so a lot of these homes on the mill hill here, because we are on a mill hill, an old mill hill, that mill has now been converted into apartments and college dormitories. But they all have like anywhere from 2 to 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. So yes, share a lot of love in our home. But anyway, that'll be interesting. So luckily we have our new furniture in our living room that has 6 recliners that we have already learned can be very comfortable and relaxing to sleep in, because that may have to happen over a weekend. Everybody will have to sleep in the recliner, and luckily you can step from the kitchen to the door opening of the bathroom. So we'll just have to learn to take giant steps to go to the bathroom, but it will all be doable. So excited about those upcoming renovations to be complete. And then we'll only have 1 bedroom left to do, and then the front and back porch, and then we will begin working on the outside renovations. So very, very excited that everything is finally starting to come along and look much better. than it did from the 1940s. So, Trayvon, bless his heart, Mother's Day, he was out spending the day after spending it with his mom and them. He was spending it with his girlfriend and her family when his roommate came home and gave him a call, and their home had been broken into and several things had been stolen. And so luckily, the one thing of his that was his laptop, because Trayvon has also become a recent YouTuber. He does gaming videos, and if they had taken his laptop, then, you know, that would have been his kind of livelihood as far as his gaming to YouTube goes. So luckily they did not, but unfortunately they did take his gaming system and his TV. So my husband and I had a 21-inch flat screen that my husband was using as a computer monitor, and it is not a necessity. So he actually has a computer monitor. So we traded that with him for just a little bit of elbow grease to help Andrew finish getting that paint off the door jambs. And so, yeah. So sad for that, but no news from the police on anything from it. So, but they have changed their locks and are looking into getting some security cameras on the outside of their home. So it's just sad that that's where we're at, you know, but glad everyone was not home and glad that everyone is safe. So, and let's see. So that is what was going on for What's Up. I was kind of like behind the times with the sign, but all good, all good. All right. So what is in your cup today? What are you drinking? Today, it is still raining outside. It's still been kind of some stormy weather, had a lot of wind and whatnot going on. So I am just enjoying a little bit of hot tea today. And it is by the company called Twinnings, and it is orange and cinnamon spice. And it says that it has, the ingredients are rooibos, Vietnamese cinnamon, natural orange flavors, and orange peel. And I probably did not pronounce that first one correctly, but that is it right there. If you want to take a look at it, hope you can actually read that. But that is what is in my cup. Can you see it? And I'm just gonna, and I added just a little bit of honey. That's all I put in my tea. When I drink my hot tea, it's just a little bit of honey for a little bit of sweetness, but that's all it needs because it's already got flavoring. That's pretty good. All right, so let me know, what are you drinking today? And what are your busy hooks up to? I grabbed two signs. So what are your busy hooks up to today? What do you have on your hook? Have you completed anything? Are you still working on things like me? All of my projects are not complete. Well, that's not entirely true. I do have a completed project from Wednesday on the Hook. Our baby set we're working on. We are working on this past week the bonnet portion of the baby set. And I did finish that. So I have that I can show you. And that's what it looks like all tied up. My bow's a little crooked there. But now this is the funny thing. So I had a lot of activity going on last weekend when I was trying to create the video. My son had his new Oculus, so he and his friends were in the living room and they were having fun with that. And my husband was home. The dogs were a little excited because of all the people that had come over to see them, they thought. And couldn't understand why they were walking around in circles with this funny little thing on their face. And so they were excited, and one of my son's friends brought over his girlfriend's little dog, and so there was a new dog puppy in the house. So that sit had my baby and my grandbaby just going crazy. So they were barking and, you know, moving around, and you heard dog chains rattling, and or dog tags, I guess. So there was a lot of commotion. So I was trying to record in and between all of that. And the funny thing is that the recording was when I thought I was off camera. And when I thought I was on camera, it was actually paused. So I ended up having to make another bonnet and do another tutorial. So I have 2 bonnets, which is fine. I might actually just go ahead and make 2 baby sets. So one to put away for my grandbaby, and one either as a gift or if someone is interested in purchasing. So anyway, so those are my only completed projects from this past week. And the hats that, I don't know if you can see them, they're kind of right there on my mannequins from our Hat Not Hate project. So I did not work anymore on Isaac's hoodie. I did work on the Elvis blanket, and the only reason I'm not going to show you anything on it today is because the next section that I was working on, I actually, because remember I'm designing this blanket, I did not like that section, so I have frogged it. At that point, from coming up from the lettering of Elvis, I was going back to doing rows of half double crochet to create the light blue, you know, gap like I had underneath it. But it was making it, because you're going from, with the lettering, it was all done in single crochets. So then when I was reverting back to the half double crochets, it kind of was giving it this, a little bit of a wonky look. So it just didn't flow. It just wasn't a smooth transition. So I frogged that, but being my busy week at work, and busy week means I work every day of the week, except Wednesday and Friday. So I work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the following week, I only work Wednesday. So I've got it frogged out. I just need to start again, but I'm going to do a combination of trying to do the half double crochet and a single crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, and see if that'll help kind of, because it was giving it kind of a wavy look like this. So it was almost like, you know, going from the smallness of the single crochet straight into that half double crochet, which is what I did below the lettering. It was half double crochet to kind of help increase the height a little bit faster. But yes, on the top of the lettering of Elvis, it was giving this wavy look. So there was just too much yarn. So I'm hoping that I can still get the height that I want with the half double crochet, but kind of bring that tension back in so it's a smooth look, if that makes any sense. So we're going to give it a go and see if the half double crochet, single crochet, repeat pattern will help kind of smooth that out. So whether it does or it doesn't, I will show you next week. Let's see, what else am I working on? So I am working on the baby booty for next Wednesday's On the Hook, and I have that in progress. So that will be out next Wednesday. And I do have something else completed, but I don't want to show you because it's Fun Day Monday's tutorial. I do have the hat for Fun Day Monday already completed. It will be hat 2 of our Hat Not Hate project. And it is a design that I have created. It is nothing more than just playing around with stitches. And that's also why I haven't gotten a lot of my personal whips done this week, is because I'm playing around with some of these other projects for our videos, our tutorials. And So there's so many new stitches and just so many old stitches that are out there. And so that's what I'm doing with these hats, is I'm just kind of playing around with them and doing some stitches that I haven't done in a while or I've never done, and just kind of get that experience. But I'm looking at the hat. That's why I keep looking over in this direction. But I'm not going to show you. I know, how awful of me. But it is nothing more than just playing around with stitches to create something. And on that one, I did start it out and did have to frog it because it just didn't look right. I'll give you a hint. I am using puff stitches in it. And so I had too many puff stitches in the first go round of it. So I'm excited. I'm excited. But the hat that I'm working on now for the following Fun Day Monday, in 2 weeks, I am playing around with that. And now the very first one we did, if you'll remember, we made it kind of like a rectangle piece and then decreased at the top and then pulled it together and then sewed across the top and down the side to create the hat. The one for this Monday, I will tell you, it starts with a magic ring and creates the top part of the hat and works down. The one I'm working on for the following Fun Day Monday, which will be for hat 3, I'm actually creating the rim of the hat first, and then we'll work up. So the rim that I'm doing, I kind of got this idea from doing the hoodies on the sleeves and then the waistband. I really liked working with the front and back post stitches, and I love that the way that created that ridged effect. So that's kind of what I'm working on for the rim of hat 3, and then we'll just figure out how to create the hat going up. So excited about this. I'm excited that you have challenged me to step more out of my comfort zone, but more than that, that you have encouraged me to actually utilize the creativity that God has given me, because that is probably my greatest asset in life, is my ability to think outside the box and to be creative. And I've never really, been given a big opportunity, especially in my crochet business, to utilize that. And so, yeah, when I was younger, I used to draw all the time, and I could see something and I could put it on paper, might have had to erase a lot, but I could eventually get it there. Now, if I look at something, I can draw it, but it's harder sometimes to what I envision to get it out. With my crocheting, I find that it's easier than if I were drawing, but you have to have patience. And so that's kind of where I'm at with the Elvis blanket. I know what I'm seeing, and I know how I want that blanket to look like. And just like when I was going to do all puff stitch for part of that blanket, and I didn't like the hearts, and I didn't like it. There's nothing wrong with the puff stitch. It just wasn't what I was envisioning, And so I'm glad that I pulled it out and I went back and I did it with single crochets. And it's kind of like with the progression of it right now. It didn't look bad. And I knew that once I got to the next section where I'm going to actually start creating Elvis's face, I knew that it would kind of pull the blanket back together. But even though it would still, be symmetrically in line as it should be, to me, it would be like having waves in a pool. Waves are meant for the ocean, not for a pool, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of the feeling that I was getting. So who knows? I may try this half double crochet, single crochet and not like it and go back to doing all half double crochets, and then I'm right back where I started. But that's the process, and that's what's exciting, There is no right or wrong way. It's just what feels right for you. And as a designer, you want something also that is going to be easy for someone else to replicate. It would be different if I'm the only one that's ever going to possibly make this blanket in the future, but what's the fun in that? The fun is in sharing. So yeah, I'm hoping that we'll make this blanket again together. It'll probably be a little down the road because there are so many other things I want to share with you, but if that is an interest, then sure, let me know, and that's something that we can consider doing, that Elvis blanket as a tutorial. But the goal is when I design something, I want it to be something that someone else can come behind me and do. Because who knows, you know, I may have future daughter-in-laws that want to learn. My sons may want to learn one day. I doubt it, but you know, everything's possible. And so they may want to carry on some of the legacy of my patterns. And so I definitely want them to be something that someone else can replicate. So anyway, moving along. So yeah, I'm excited about that third hat that I'm working on right now. So so I'm looking at my notes. So I think that's all the projects that are on my busy hooks. And I say hooks because there are different size hooks that I'm using. All right. So I would love for you to share different things that you're working on. You can look down in the description box. There's, I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Instagram. Any of those, please just share your projects with me, and I would love to share them on this video in the future. So let us see what you're making. And again, be proud of what you do. There's no right or wrong. I mean, I've shown y'all on my very, very first video, the very, very first project I ever did of my son's. And oh my gosh, I mean, that blanket, while still, again, perfect for him, he loves it. I mean, it looks like that. That's not a blanket. That's not a rectangle. So, but anyway, so I would love to see what you're working on. And if you have questions, let us help. That's what we're here for. All right, so did we have any questions this week from your inquiring hooks? And the only one that I had was a question of, would I show the hooks that I have already received from Leither Co? And absolutely. Again, I love those hooks. They are just wonderful. I have not currently used any of the hooks yet from my Crochet Society boxes, but I am going to, because everybody talks highly also about the, I think it's called the poly, I forget what it's called, that's on those hooks, that it also helps with gripping. So I will make a promise that the next project that we do that uses the hook size of one of her hooks, I will use that in the project, and we'll give a review on it. So so yes, I would absolutely love to do a video of all the wooden hooks that I have, the ergonomic wooden hooks that I have from Leither Co. And so I will work on getting that out in the next week or two. So absolutely, absolutely. So great question. And let's see. So I do want to appreciate, I do want to show my appreciation for the past week for the 109 views that we had. And we did lose one subscriber, and that is okay, because there are so many wonderful, fabulous channels out there, and I have so many wonderful counterparts out there that are doing crochet and knitting and just yarn videos. So there's so many to choose from. And so I do encourage you to always find the one that works best for you and the ones that you enjoy being with week to week. There's certainly nothing wrong. I have lots of people that I follow and watch that I just think are fabulous, and I will continue to share them in our Love Share section. I just subscribed to 2 new channels this week, because of a project that they had put out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. So I'm going to follow them and see what they're all about and just hang out with them, because that's what I crave. That's my biggest thing, is to hang out with other people that love crocheting as much as I do. And I love it a lot. So hopefully, whoever you were, we welcome you to come back anytime. All right. And so let's see. I'm not doing very good showing my signs this week. I'm just talking, so, which is okay. So, as you know, on Fridays, we have our Cup to Hook conversations every Friday. And everything seems to be going well with production so far on this one. So hopefully it will be out on time. Last week, we talked about what is your favorite crochet tool? And of course, Cynthia could not decide on one, so I shared several with you. I shared the yarn ball winder, which is my absolute favorite at the moment, if I had to say favorite. And we'll talk about that word favorite in a minute. And then I shared the stitch row counters, how much I really love that. I find those to be very, very helpful. And I talked about my yarn bowls. And what else did I share with y'all? I can't remember. See, I have so many, because I'm right now, what's in my head right now is stitch markers. I love stitch markers, and I've become fascinated with them, whether they're like the little safety pin ones, which back in the day I did use safety pins, whether it's the ones that have something cute and dangly hanging from it, my hooks. I mean, I could just go on about the different tools that we have at our hands that I just love using while I crochet. And hopefully it'll come to me what the fourth one was. Isn't that awful? I can't think of what it is. But let's talk about the word favorite. Okay. I really don't like the word favorite. I mean, we all have our favorite yarn, and we all have our favorite colors, and, you know, we all have our favorite tools and favorite hooks. But for me, the reason I don't really like the word favorite is because I like trying new things. And I guess that's part of being crafty and, you know, always thinking outside the box. You know, I love learning. I love doing. So to me, yeah, there's things that I may enjoy more than others to make, or I may like a particular hook better than another one, but I don't know. I just like trying new things, you know? And so you can boo me if you want about the whole favorite thing, but I find it hard to choose sometimes, because I just like a variety of things. And maybe one day I'm just not feeling this color, or I'm not feeling that project, but then tomorrow I might be like, yeah, let's give that a go. Like some people say amigurumis are not for them, you know? And I'm just bringing that up because Sarah Jane on her unboxing was talking about that, because, you know, they try to put 3 different patterns at least in every Crochet Society box, because if there's just one pattern, maybe that pattern's not for you, but it is for someone else. So you kind of feel let down. So they give you 3 at least. And she was like, if you've never made an amigurumi, don't just say, I don't like doing that. Try it. Honestly, I wasn't sure how I would feel about doing, you know, them. And so I have made a few, and I have found that I do like them. And it is nice to take some of my scrap yarn and make some and carry some in a bag to work, because sometimes we have small kids that come into the ER for different reasons, or maybe they're just extremely sick and they're just so fussy. And it's nice to be able to give them one of these little amigurumi guys and help calm them down, or maybe they're not even there as a patient. Maybe they're there with someone and mom's the one not feeling well and they had to come along because mom didn't have someone to watch them. And, you know, they don't want to be there. They're fussy. It's nap time. It's time to eat, whatever. They're too young to color, because we do have coloring books that our volunteers give us. So it's nice to be able to give something like that to kind of help out. So something that I didn't think I would have a lot of fun with, I have learned has a purpose, and therefore it is kind of fun, you know. So anyway, so yeah, hopefully you'll understand where I'm coming from when I say I don't like to technically use the word favorite. But did we have any cozy chats this week? You guys must have had a really busy week too, because I did not hear from as many of you as I normally do. But I did get a extra video out this week on some of the blankets that I have made over the years. And I did hear back from some of you. And it seems like of the blankets I showed, the ones that got the most, you know, awes over was the orange and white one, which was the magnolia blanket. And of course, it normally would have been done in kind of like an off-white kind of jade, you know, green, kind of olive green color. But that's what the pattern called for. But the lady that asked me to make it wanted it in orange and white. And so it did come out really pretty though. But it is called the magnolia blanket. And so a lot of you really like that blanket. And then the white blanket that was on there, a lot of you really like that. So let me tell you about that white blanket. The same lady actually that asked me to make the magnolia blanket for her also ordered that white blanket. She wanted a solid white blanket. And sometimes it's hard to do a blanket, one solid color that large. It was a queen size blanket. And actually it was probably just a little bit smaller than a queen size, bigger than a full, but a little bit smaller. So it was kind of in between. But she wanted it to go on a queen size bed, but she wanted it to just cover the top part of the bed. She didn't want it going over the sides or the front and end part, the headboard or footboard. And so white, of all colors, to be that large and just a white blanket, I was like, what in the world am I going to do that would encourage me to keep working on it, you know, and not just be like, ugh, I got to go do that white blanket again. So I thought, why not try some different stitches that I had not ever done before? And so I would make little swatches, you know, with each stitch, and I'd be like, and I tried to put together the swatches that would give that blanket character, that would kind of flow. They were different, but it would just kind of flow together. And I had a lot of fun making that blanket. It did take me about a year to make that blanket because of the fact that I would make up swatches, and not only would I make my opinion, but then I would show it to her and get her opinion. And so together we finally got that blanket designed, and then I just did it and put it together. And it did. It turned out very lovely. I've had many people suggest them for anniversary blankets and stuff like that. But so it was exciting. It was a lot of fun. And unfortunately, my friend, the lady that I made that blanket for, which in my lifetime, I have made a total of 17 blankets for her. They were all queen size, with the exception of one that she was given to a sister, I think, was a full. But she has passed away, and she was a neighbor, and I do miss her. But she got very, very sick and just was sick for a couple years. And so she is not sick anymore. And so I do miss her. And when she passed, I asked her son, you know, if he comes across that blanket, I would love to have it back, just to, be able to keep her memory with me, which I don't need a blanket to do that, but yeah, but he has not found it, or he's not called me about it, so, and I'm not pushing and pressuring him for it, so, but anyway, I appreciate your opinions and your thoughts on those blankets. So had a lot of fun doing that video. And I'm going to be doing a couple more videos coming up showing a lot more of the things that I have made over the years and recently. So hope you will continue to enjoy those. And I'm excited about all the projects that we're going to do in the future. We're going to do so many beautiful makes, and I am so glad to be on this journey with you. So, all right, so moving along, what is our question for this week? And it is, what is the oldest yarn in your stash? Why did you buy it? And if you can remember, where did you get it from? So I will be honest with you. I had some yarn that was a little bit older, and when I set up my craft room and got my rack so that I could actually see what I had, because before I had them all in some bins and then in the armoire over there, and I couldn't see everything I had. And so that's why in some sections you see I have like lots of colors or lots of yarn in the same color. Well, the reason being is because I didn't know what I had. So now I can look and see what I have. So, and they're actually set up, you know, by the different types. Like all my acrylics are on that end, then my baby softs and my cottons are all together, and then, you know, my polyester yarn is over here. And so I have them not only where I can see them, but I have them kind of categorized. So when I get ready for a project, I can easily see what I have versus what I don't, and then I know what I have to go get. But when I was setting that up, I had a lot of yarn that was older yarn that I knew I probably wouldn't use. And so I have a friend who has begun crocheting, and so I donated that yarn to her to kind of help create her stash. So so then I was like, oh my goodness, this is a good question. But most of my yarn is at least a year to 2 years old. So I was like, okay, well, let me go back and look. And then I remembered I have one skein that I still have, and it is indeed the oldest skein I have. I have probably had it. Now remember, I have been crocheting and knitting for almost 17 years. I have probably had this particular skein for about maybe 14, 15 years. And I found it at a Goodwill when I was still kind of stretching my wings and my hands, so to speak, and learning how to crochet. And I don't know why I'm hanging on to it, but I don't know. I have a new grandbaby on the way, so maybe perhaps I will do something with it. But I got it at Goodwill. This is it right here. Now there is a price tag on it that says Edwards, and that at Edwards it was 45 cents, maybe on a clearance. But I actually purchased this from Goodwill. It's never been opened. It looks like it's been used though. You can see it's kind of wrapped around, but it's in a bag. So I don't know. But let's see. It says Pool Skein, ready for use, American thread. It says Dawn or Lawn. And then going on, it says high bulk fingering yarn, 100% Orlan, acrylic fiber, first quality virgin staple. It's a 3-ply, 1 ounce. It's the colorway Buttercup. It washes easily, quick drying, holds its shape, shrink proof, moth proof. If pressing is necessary, use warm, not hot iron with patting motion, not long strokes. Do not hang. And always lay garment flat, wet or dry. So, you know what? No time like the present. Let's open it. See what it feels like. It's soft. So it's 100% Orlan acrylic fiber, and it has a little asterisk by Orlan. So that's what I'll do for you next week. I will Google and see what all information I get off the word Orlan acrylic fibers, and I'll give a report back. But it's really soft. It is a lightweight fingering type yarn. You can see that right there. It's very thin. Doesn't have any unique smell to it. And don't ask me why I like to do that. I like to feel yarn. I like to smell it. Become one with it. But yeah, it's very soft. So might make a small little amigurumi teddy bear or something out of it for my new grandbaby. Do something special with it since I've had it for so long. Because when I first started crocheting, knitting, crocheting, every time I'd find yarn, it didn't matter where it was. Especially if it was a bargain. Goodwill, garage sales, I would buy it. And even back then, little did my husband have any clue. He'd be like, oh, Cynthia, there's yarn. I don't know why he always just showed it to me. I don't know why he just didn't go ahead and put it in the basket, because back then, anytime I came across yarn at a bargain, I got it. So, but anyway, so that's my oldest yarn. I got it from Goodwill. And why I bought it? just because I was a yarn addict. And, well, as we know, I might still be, but now, because of you and our questions, I actually might finally do something with it after 15 years. So that'll be exciting. So, all right. So let me know, what is the oldest yarn in your stash and why did you buy it? And if you can remember, where did you get it? And I don't even know what I paid for it. It was 45%. It was 45 cents at Edwards. So I probably paid a nickel for it, 10 cents, something like that. So, but anyway. And for that matter, it might have even come in like a bag of yarn, because at Goodwill, a lot of times they'll have like a bunch of yarn in a bag and you just buy the whole lot. So it might have even come that way. I don't know. It's 15 years ago, guys. I just happen to remember where I got it. And back then I had no idea what I would make with it. Because if you'll remember, the only thing I was doing back then was knitting cotton dishcloths. And I had begun making baby blankets for my boys. But anyway, so kind of exciting. So kind of excited to see what I'm going to make with that. All right, so Fun Day Monday happens every Monday. And right now on our Fun Day Mondays, we are working on the Hat Not Hate project, and I am so excited. I'm so excited to be doing something even more with a purpose and a meaning, such as something like this. This is a great campaign. And so I'm excited to be a part of it this year. I'm excited about donating hats. And one of the great things is when I'm creating these hats right now, you know, I'm making one to create the design and the pattern. But then I'm making one when I make them with you. So that's at least 2 hats per video that we're doing. So I'm excited. So I'm hoping that by the time this is all done with, because we're going to actually be doing a total of 7 weeks with the Hat Not Hate project. We are finishing up these last couple weeks in May, and we're doing every Monday in June. So we will be doing a total of 7 weeks of making hats. So that's at least 14 hats, and then hopefully I will be able to make up a couple more. So my goal is 15 to send. So hopefully I will be able to do a few more and maybe be able to send 20. So that is my goal this year. And then next year we'll do something exciting and set a bigger goal. So, but if you want more information on the Hat Not Hate project, you can always go to hatnothate.org, or I did put out a video last week kind of introducing it. And then we mentioned a little bit more on our Fun Day Monday episode this past Monday. So, and then this coming Monday, we will be doing hat number 2 of the 7 that we're going to be doing. So I hope you are excited about this. And even if you are not participating in the Hat Not Hate project, but have always wanted to make hats, then we'll be able to give you some ideas on making some different hats. So, all right. And then our Wednesday on the Hook, and back on Fun Day Monday, if you're just now coming on and catching this channel for the first time on our Cup to Hook conversations, Fun Day Monday is a variety of things. It's not just making things that are smaller projects. It also talks about, you know, anything to do with yarn and crocheting. Sometimes occasionally we'll do some things on knitting, but it is more of a yarn crochet channel. But it's just a variety of different things that we do on Fun Day Monday. So be sure and, you know, catch those videos, because they're not set to one particular thing. Like Wednesday on the Hook is making projects in a series, which just means that, which was where we're at now. Everything we do on Wednesday on the Hook, it will take more than 1 week to make. So the goal of that is to do something that we break it up and we take a couple weeks to make a project, so that we're just kind of hanging out together and doing it piece by piece. Where everything we do on a Fun Day Monday, if we create something, will all be done in that one day. So, and then of course our Cup to Hook conversations are just what it says. They're conversations that we are aiming to do very, very soon in the near future as live videos. So this past week, a couple days ago on Wednesday on the Hook, we started a new series, and it is the baby set. And we created the bonnet, which I showed at the beginning of this video. And this coming Wednesday, we will be making the booties for that baby set. And so just a reminder of what we're doing. Here is a picture. So this coming Wednesday, we will make the booties, and then the next 2 weeks, we will make the sweater. And then after that, I'm thinking about making a corner to corner blanket to go with our set. So let me know what you think. Would you be interested in learning how to do the corner to corner blanket with me? So let me know. And let's see, anything else? I don't think so. So the next thing is our Joy Basket moments. And, you know, again, some of you are still kind of struggling with the stay home thing, and just, you know, there's other things that are going on. Life has not stopped. Things are still happening. People are getting sick in different ways. Unfortunately, people are passing. People are having babies. All kinds of different things are happening to us that is all a part of life, and life is constantly changing. And so I am just kind of here to share with you today. My thoughts are that you're going to make it through, whether it's good things that are happening, whether it's, you know, bad things that are happening, whether nothing's happening and you're just feeling like you're in a rut, you know, or, you know, it's the same routine every day. Nothing's really changing. My thing is every day is an opportunity. You know, we have choices to make. If you're doing the same thing every day, do something different, you know? Maybe eat what you were going to eat for dinner for breakfast, or what you were going to eat for breakfast for dinner. Or, you know, if you take a shower normally in the morning, take it at night. You are the author of your life. You know, you get to be in that driver's seat and you get to make those decisions. So change it up a little bit. You know, if you're at home and you can't go back to work yet, or, you know, you're retired and you're no longer working and, you know, you're on your own, or, you know, change it up. You know, you create that spice in your life, you know. And so either way, whatever we're going through, we are going to get through it. And maybe right now your schedule is full. Maybe COVID-19 has not affected you. Maybe your agenda is just as full as it was before COVID-19 started knocking at your back door. Okay. So you've got a full agenda, or maybe you're going through some really difficult times right now. And you can't even begin to see the obstacles ahead. Maybe everything is going great for you, and unknown to you, an obstacle is coming, you know, a detour or a crossroad where you have to make a decision that you didn't realize you were going to have to make. Whatever you're going through or whatever you're about to face, I just want you to know that you're going to be all right. And the reason you're going to be all right is because God's goodness is with you. You're good. You are all goodness. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are good, and God's goodness is with you. So no matter what decision you have to make, no matter what other activity you have to add to your full agenda, or no matter if I get up and today looks just like yesterday and the day before it and the day before it, you're good. And the reason you're good is because He wants you to have joy. You know, that's part of the reason joy is my word. That's part of the reason I put joy into my title of my crochet business, because no matter what I'm going through, I just want joy. I just want to be happy. And your definition of happy and joy may be different than my definition of happy and joy. But you have to find the joy in everything. We can't stop life. You know, we can't put it on hold when we want to. We can't push pause. We can't push play. We can't push rewind. So everything that happens with a reason and a purpose. And so we need to find the joy in it in order to get through it. Because if we don't find that joy, then it may pull us down and you're not living. So you are good. And the reason you're good is because He wants you to be full of happiness and joy. He's going to comfort you during those difficult moments. He's going to strengthen you whenever challenges come your way. And no matter what today holds, God's going to be with you. He's going to love you and He's going to help you through. Even if it's a good dilemma, you know, let's say I lived in, I don't know. Let's just say I lived in Tennessee and my children were living in Montana, okay, across the United States. And I had a grandbaby on the way, okay? Even if I'm having to make a difficult decision, well, I can't really leave work right now. We can't really travel, but I want to see my grandbaby. I have a decision to figure out how to find the joy in that moment. Maybe I have to learn a new thing with technology on how to Zoom, how to Facebook Live, you know. Everything is possible. You just got to find the joy in it. You can't change it. You can't change what's happening. But you can change how you approach it. And so, let's see. Looking at my notes here, I I just want to end it saying that, Lord, we are confident that we are going to see your goodness in everything. And we thank you that you do put goodness in every situation. We just have to look for it. So this week, I challenge you to tell yourself every day. I want you to get up every day, and the very first thing before you let your feet hit the floor is I want you to tell yourself, I am good. And today, God is going to show me goodness. Okay? All right. So our love share for this week, I have two people that I'm going to share. And the first one is my son's friend, my adopted son that I've shared with you about, the one that gave me the flowers for Mother's Day, the one whose house was unfortunately broke in just hours after he delivered those flowers to me, is Trayvon. He is trying to start out a gaming channel, and for some of my crafty friends, gaming may not be your thing. It is certainly not mine, but I still believe in supporting one another. So if gaming is your thing, or you know someone into gaming, then please be sure and have them check out Trayvon's channel. And if you're not, if you'll just still go over and just give them a thumbs up real quick, and just show a little bit of love and support, that would be appreciated. But I will be sharing Trayvon's information below. And then the second person that I want to introduce to y'all, and many of you already know who she is, so no introduction is needed or necessary. I love this gal. She is just so spunky and full of life, and so smart and intelligent and creative when it comes to crocheting. And I have made many of her patterns in the day. And without any further ado, it is Jayda from Jayda Institches. I love everything about her. I love her quirky, happy personality. Everything she does with such a bright light and enthusiasm. And again, she's very smart and intelligent when it comes to everything and all things crochet. And excuse me. And so I'm going to include her information in the description box below. Many of you don't even need to go there. You already know who she is. But if you don't, please check her out, because she is like one of the queens of the crochet industry right now. And the thing I like about her, though, is she's very down to earth. Her husband also is a big supporter of hers, and you'll find him involved in a lot of her crocheting and her videos. And I love their chat parties that they have. So if you've not been to one of those, please check one of those out. And it's even more fun to catch them live. So go check out Jayda Institches. All right. Not good at showing my signs today. Sorry about that, guys. Just excited to be here with you. Well, that does wrap up our tutorial today, and I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you spend every day telling yourself that you are good, and I hope you look for the goodness in every day that God has provided for you, because what he puts in your day may not be the same goodness he puts in my day, and that's what's so great, is we all have goodness in us and around us. So be joyful, stay crafty. Be sure and tell all your crafty friends about us so they can come hang out with us, and have an amazing week making your own joyful creations. And I will hopefully see you Monday for Fun Day Monday, where we make hat number 2 for the Hat Not Hate project. And again on Wednesday for Wednesday on the Hook, where we make the booties for our baby set. And then we come back together on next Friday for Cup to Hook conversations, and look forward to what we're going to talk about then. And if you want to know what the question of the week is, you'll have to come join us. Take care. Bye.